In a quaint village surrounded by lush green hills, there lived a young boy named Rohan. He was cheerful, friendly, and full of energy, but there was one thing his parents and teachers noticed about him: Rohan never gave his full effort. Whether it was schoolwork, helping with chores, or even playing games, he did just enough to get by. This habit of doing the bare minimum worried his parents, who knew that their son had the potential to do much more. One day, an elderly man named Mr. Mehta moved into the village. He was a retired teacher, known far and wide for his wisdom and kindness. When Rohan's parents heard about Mr. Mehta, they thought he might be the perfect person to guide their son. They approached Mr. Mehta and asked if he would spend some time with Rohan. The old man agreed, curious to meet the boy. Rohan wasn't too excited about spending time with a retired teacher. He preferred playing with his friends or daydreaming about adventures. But out of respect for his parents, he agreed to visit Mr. Mehta. When Rohan arrived at Mr. Mehta's house, he was surprised to find that the old man didn't seem interested in giving him lessons. Instead, Mr. Mehta asked Rohan if he would help him with a special project. The old man wanted to create a garden in his backyard, a peaceful place where he could relax and enjoy nature. Rohan thought this would be easy and quickly agreed. On the first day, Mr. Mehta gave Rohan a shovel and some seeds. He asked the boy to dig holes and plant the seeds. Rohan, eager to finish quickly, dug a few shallow holes and haphazardly threw the seeds into the ground. Mr. Mehta watched quietly, his face calm and patient. The next day, Rohan returned to Mr. Mehta's house, expecting the old man to praise his work. Instead, Mr. Mehta pointed out that the seeds were not planted deep enough and that the holes were uneven. He asked Rohan to try again, this time with more care. Rohan was frustrated but complied. He made the holes a little deeper and tried to be more even in his work, but his heart wasn't in it. He finished quickly, thinking that it was good enough. For the next few days, Mr. Mehta continued to ask Rohan to improve his work. Each time, the old man found small mistakes in areas that needed more attention. Rohan couldn't understand why Mr. Mehta was being so particular about a simple garden. After all, it was just a few plants, why did it matter so much? One day, Rohan finally lost his patience. Why does it matter so much? He asked Mr. Mehta. It's just a garden. I've done my part. Why do I have to keep doing it over and over? Mr. Mehta smiled gently and said, Rohan, this garden isn't just about plants. It's about how you approach life. Everything you do, no matter how small, reflects who you are. If you only put in half the effort, you'll only get half the results. But if you give your best, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. Rohan was taken aback. He had never thought about his actions that way. Mr. Mehta continued, the garden will grow, just like you will grow in life. But it will only flourish if you give it your best effort. Every seed you plant, every hole you dig, is an opportunity to practice doing your best. The results might not be immediate, but with time, you'll see the fruits of your labor. That evening, Rohan went home and thought about what Mr. Mehta had said. He realized that in everything he did, whether it was his studies, chores, or even this garden, he had never truly given his best. The next day, Rohan returned to Mr. Mehta's house with a new resolve. He carefully measured each hole, ensuring they were even and deep enough. He planted the seeds with care, covering them gently with soil. This time, he didn't rush. He took his time, making sure everything was done right. Over the next few weeks, Rohan continued to tend the garden with the same level of care and attention. Slowly but surely, the garden began to flourish. The once barren patch of land was now filled with vibrant flowers, lush greenery, and healthy plants. Rohan felt a deep sense of pride and accomplishment. The garden wasn't just a collection of plants, it was a reflection of his effort and determination. Mr. Mehta's lesson had a lasting impact on Rohan. He began to apply the same mindset to everything he did, from his schoolwork to his chores and even his interactions with others. He learned that doing his best wasn't just about the task at hand, it was about becoming the best version of himself. Years later, as Rohan grew into a successful and respected man, he often thought back to the days in Mr. Mehta's garden. The lesson of giving his best had shaped his life, guiding him through challenges and helping him achieve more than he ever thought possible. He realized that the key to success wasn't just talent or luck, but the determination to always do your best, no matter the task. And so, Rohan lived his life by the simple but powerful principle that Mr. Mehta had taught him: always do your best, and life will reward you in ways you never imagined.